Nightline, vanished, continues.
Government official is following us around the car, so we can't go anywhere.
In China, everyone is under surveillance, even us.
Obviously, we can't get out of the car. I don't think they'd be happy about that.
We are on the hunt for China's now infamous re-education centers, places the United States government calls internment camps and what others call concentration camps. Kazakh Elte believes his missing father was forced into one of those prison-like compounds for China's Muslim citizens where there is no communication, no freedom, and no escape.
Nobody can say anything. Even if somebody has the information, if they speak up, they're going to be taken.
The effort to keep China's Muslim population in these centers and keep journalists out is real.
We've arrived. See what we can find.
We come to China with a plan, 2 trips, 2 uniquely different experiences. It's taken more than a year for China to grant us a place on one of its chaperoned tours of the camps. Our producer, Jerry Wagshall, will take that spot. I will try to see if I could find some of these centers on my own and get inside, a very difficult mission without government sanction. For me and my team, Xinjiang high-tech security caught us immediately. These facial recognition checkpoints just steps from baggage claim.
So we just got off the plane, 50 yards maybe off the plane. We just taken by the police into a little room.
Hello.
By the time we make it out, our guides are waiting.
Do you work here at the tour center?
They're really government escorts.
Is it a Uyghur? Is it a Uyghur?
Here, life happens under the government's eye. No matter where we go, cameras are watching.
So we wake up this morning and right outside the hotel, the same 2 officials that were by our side yesterday, and they're now demanding that the next move that we make, they're going to accompany us again. Are they going to come with us, or they're just going to set this up?
Everywhere we went, by foot,
where are we going?
Or by car,
There they are, following us again.
they constantly took pictures of us. Sometimes, or mostly, we could not videotape them. Earlier this year, Beijing released a study justifying what they call the People's War on Terror. They claim they have arrested 13,000 terrorists since 2014. And because of their methods, Beijing says there have been no terror attacks inside China in 3 years. The government-sponsored tour our producer is on begins on that note, at a museum exhibit dedicated to terror attacks. In fact, for a tour that promised to visit those vocational centers, it would take 4 days before our team actually set foot in one. Officials eventually bring the tour to 2 centers. Neither one looks anything like those austere photos of prison-like compounds, tall walls, topped with barbed wire and guard towers. Instead, these places hold up the illusion of a small college campus. More than 1,000 Uyghurs from their 20s to 40s are here. The accommodations, dorms with basic bunk beds, 10 people per room. The cafeteria, straight out of a public school.
The state itself, in its own internal documents, calls these centers as places that brainwash the people inside of them.
The students we talk to give eerily similar sound bites.
我就先申请到校参加培训。
我自愿来的。
没有政府的话，我早晚有一天会成为一个暴恐分子。
Nobody goes to these facilities on a voluntary basis, and there's no application process. My research has shown that these camps are being modified prior to the visits. Satellite images before and after show that several months before visits are permitted, watchtowers and other security features, such as metal fencing, were removed.
Our producer, Jerry, presses to get a more authentic experience.
No, I want to just ask you right now, can you take us to some other places? Is it possible you could give us next time?
Ultimately, the guides won't alter the itinerary, saying we can always apply to come back to the other centers on another visit. That highly orchestrated trip, far from the reality camp survivor Miracle Turson remembers, she says what she saw inside the camps will haunt her forever.
We cannot go outside, we cannot sleep full, we cannot eat full food.
We cannot take shower, even cannot wash our face, drink water, no have.
Miracle is in the U.S. now, with her 2 young children applying for asylum. She tells us she was imprisoned on 3 separate occasions. She is one of only a few camp survivors who have made it to the West and dared to go public.
I tell him, please kill me.
She even testified in front of Congress.
Please kill me. So he say, where's your God? Tell him, come here.
You asked them to kill you.
Yes, please. I just said, please.
You'd rather die than to keep going through this.
The Chinese government says Miracle is a liar. While officials admit she did spend time in detention, they claim she was released after less than a month.
They would not give you any problem.
Miracle stands by her story. Given the secrecy surrounding the camps, it's impossible to confirm the details 100% on either side.
It's difficult to find out what's going on in those camps intentionally because the Chinese government doesn't want you to know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. During my unauthorized trip, we want to locate the 3 camps where Gulzira, the mom we met in Kazakhstan, was forced to live, and the factory where she worked. So here we got this map of exactly where this factory would be where Gulzira Al-Khan had worked. It's right over the top of those, right beyond those buildings under construction, but we can't go there because this government official's with us. Follows us everywhere with a car. Oh, they're back now, right? It was only on our flight back to Beijing as we were climbing to altitude that we catch a fleeting glimpse of the alleged camps where Gulzira claimed she was detained. The price for speaking about the camps is high. Serikžan Bilәшұlы, the lawyer turned activist arrested during our trip to Kazakhstan, spent months under arrest, facing up to 7 years in prison. He was unexpectedly released this August after pleading guilty. The trade-off for his freedom, 7 years of silence.
We cannot rest until governments act.
Back in Washington, KAZAKH is one of nearly 400 people at a rally in Freedom Plaza.
8 days from now is my father's 60, 70 years old birthday. All I want is call him to say, happy birthday, father. That's all I want.
Multiple times we went to checkpoints. There was about 15 times they stopped us. The SWAT teams checked for our equipment. There were 3 different cameras that had to be erased, the pictures that we took.
I'm very happy for you, sir. You're alive. You're an American citizen.
So you think that if we were Uyghurs ourselves, we would not be sitting here right now on this earth?
No, absolutely, you'll be...
In the camp, at least.
Yeah, we can say people disappearing.
ABC News reached out to the Chinese government. The response was short and pointed. I can tell you clearly that none of the claims listed in the questionnaire corresponds with facts. No rumors and lies will hold water in front of truth. KAZAKH says if that's really true, then it should be easy for the Chinese to provide proof that his father is alive. Proof he does not have.
I see him in my dream once in a while. That's the only place that I can see him.
This summer, the Chinese government said the people in their vocational centers can leave at the appropriate time, adding that many already have. The U.S. State Department said there is no evidence to support that claim and is demanding UN inspections.